we're going to first create a restore point just as a backup of our default settings so that if these tweaks don't work out for you, you can always revert back to your default state. To do that, simply click on Start, search for Restore Point, click on Create a Restore Point. Now in this window, simply click on Create, set a name for your restore point, and then press Create. This is only going to take a few seconds, but it's going to ensure maximum safety when applying these optimizations. Once it's done, you can click on Close, and you can also close this window. The first and most important thing that we need to do is update our network adapters. Whether you use Ethernet or Wi-Fi, having the latest drivers is important to avoid any bugs and errors and to ensure that your network adapter is running at its maximum capacity. To do this, we need to first find out the model of our network adapter. To do that, open Device Manager. In here, just simply click the Network Adapters dropdown. And here you're going to see all the network adapters that are available on your system. Now, the Wi-Fi cards are usually labeled as wireless LAN cards. In many cases, one of the network adapters is not going to specify whether it's Ethernet or Wi-Fi. In my case, since this is my Wi-Fi adapter, this is obviously going to be my Ethernet adapter. And what you see right here is the manufacturer and the model of your network adapter. Now, once you find out the model of your network adapter, there's actually two ways to update the drivers of your network adapter. You can either do it from your motherboard's official support page, or you can download the latest drivers from the Microsoft catalog. Now, if you want the most compatible drivers, I would recommend that you go with the first route, but if you don't have a newer motherboard, it is unlikely that you'll find latest drivers for the network adapter. In that case, you'll have to go with the second route. For the first method, what you need to do is open up System Information, and here you need to note down the baseboard manufacturer and the baseboard product. This is going to be the manufacturer and the model of your motherboard. Once you note that down in your browser, what you need to do is type in the manufacturer and the model of your motherboard, and then simply follow it up with drivers. Usually the first few links are going to be the manufacturer's official support page, and that is where you're going to most likely come across the drivers for your network adapters. As you can see, here's the LAN driver for my Ethernet adapter, but you can also see that this driver is really old. So now for the second method, what you need to do is type in the manufacturer and the model of your network adapter. Then follow it up with drivers, and then you need to follow that up with Microsoft catalog. Once again, the first few links are going to be the ones that we're looking for. This link is going to take you to Microsoft's official update catalog. Once you're on this page, just cross-check the model of your network adapter. On this page, you need to look for the latest driver and then simply click on download. Once you press download, it's going to open a small pop-up window. And here you need to click on the blue highlighted text. Once you click on that, it's going to download a file with the .cab extension. Now locate the file that we just downloaded, right click, and extract the files using WinRAR. You're going to need WinRAR for this, which you can download for free. The Windows extractor is not going to be able to extract this file. Once you extract the folder, go back into Device Manager, right click on the network adapter that you just downloaded the driver for, and then press Update Driver. On this screen, click on Browse My Computer and then click on Browse. Now you need to simply locate the folder that you just extracted, press OK, and then click on Next. And that is going to install the latest drivers. Once the installation is complete, you can click on Close. And you can also close Device Manager. So that was how you can install the latest drivers for your network adapters. Now we're going to be applying the best settings for our Ethernet and Wi-Fi adapters to get the maximum performance. So open up Control Panel, press Network and Internet, Network and Sharing Center, and then click on Change Adapter Settings. First, I'm going to be showcasing the best settings to use for Wi-Fi adapters, and then I'm going to be showing the best settings for Ethernet. To change your Wi-Fi settings, simply double-click on the Wi-Fi adapter, click on Properties, press Configure, and then open the Advanced tab. In this window, these are the settings that you need to modify. For the 802.11 mode, if you have a router that only supports 555, you need to set this to 802.11 AC. If you have a newer router which supports 556, you need to select 802.11 AX. But many PCs and routers these days support Wi-Fi 7, which uses the 802.11 BE mode. So if you have that mode available, that is the one that you should be using. Next, we're going to disable ARP offload. we're going to disable rekeying. Power saving has to be disabled. Preferred band should be set to 5 GHz, as this is going to give us the most powerful and stable connection. Roaming aggressiveness should be set to lowest. Transmit level should be highest. UAPSG support has to be enabled, and disable any wake on settings. Once you apply this, click on OK, and that was the most optimal Wi-Fi setting. For Ethernet, double click on the Ethernet adapter, press configure, and once again click on advanced. Now these are the settings that we're gonna disable. Advanced EEE, ARP offload, auto disable gigabit, energy efficient Ethernet, flow control, gigabit light, green Ethernet, interrupt moderation, IPv4 checksum offload, jumbo frames, both of the LSOs, NS offload, power saving mode, receive buffer should be set to its highest value. RSS is going to be enabled. Speed and duplex should be set to auto negotiation. But if your router, cable, and network adapter can support 1 Gbps, that is the one that you should be using. Disable both the TCP offloads. Transmit buffers has to be set to its maximum value as well. Disable both of the UDP checksum offloads. Disable all of the wake on settings. And shutdown link speed should be set to not speed down. Once you apply all of these settings, click on OK, and those were the most optimal settings to use for your network adapters. For the next tweak, you need to open up command prompt as an administrator, and then inside of command prompt, you need to execute these commands one at a time. These commands are going to be listed in the description of the video. Do keep in mind that when executing these commands, you might sometimes lose your internet connection, but it's going to start working again once you restart your PC. Now what we're going to do is download TCP Optimizer. For that, you need to simply open up your browser and open this link that I will provide in the description of this video. On this website, press download now, close the pop-up ad, and now your download should start within 5 seconds. Once the download is complete, locate the file that we just downloaded, right-click, and run it as an administrator. Please note that this step is really important to do. If you don't run this as an administrator, it is going to give you an error when you try to apply these settings. So make sure that you run TCP Optimizer as an administrator before you modify any of these settings. First thing that you need to do is down here click on the custom button. Now before you modify any of these settings, make sure that modify all network adapters is checked. For the connection speed, if you have a network that has a speed of lower than 100 Mbps, set it to its actual value. But if you have a connection that has higher speed than 100 Mbps, drag the slider all the way towards the right. Next, you need to set your MTU to 1500. For the TCP window auto tuning, you can try the values restricted and experimental. You're going to have to try both of these values for yourself and see which one fits your connection the best. Window scaling heuristics should be disabled. The congestion control provider should be set to CTCP. RSS is going to be enabled. RSC must be disabled. This is one of the most important settings that you need to disable. TTL should be set to 64. And then you need to disable all of these other settings. Now in the advanced tab, both of the max connections should be set to 20. Host resolution priority is going to be set to 4, 5, 6, and 7. Retransmissions are going to be set to 2 and disabled. Initial RTO is going to be 2000 and minimum RTO is going to be 300. QoS should be left to its default values. Now under the gaming tweaks, network throttling index is going to be set to disabled and system responsiveness should be set to gaming 0. For the Nagel's algorithm, these are the values that you need to set. Large system cache should be disabled. Max user port should be set to 65534 and the times wait delay should be set to 30. Once that is done, click on apply changes. This is going to show you a list of all of the settings that are being changed and also the ones which have no changes. Now on this step, if you'd like to create a backup of your default settings, simply check this backup box and then press OK. This is going to apply all of these settings into the Windows registry, and it is also going to create a backup of your default settings in the same folder where your TCP Optimizer exe is located. Once all of this is done, to apply these settings properly, you must restart your PC. Now open up CMD as an administrator. and copy and paste these two commands that will be in the description of this video. Once this is done, you can close CMD. For the next tweak, we need to use the group policy editor on Windows. To check if you have the group policy editor enabled, press Windows plus R and type gpedit.msc and then press OK. If you get an error like the one shown on screen, this is what you need to do. Open up CMD as an administrator and then copy and paste these two commands one at a time. So copy the first one, press enter and wait for this to complete. Once the process is done, you can copy and paste the second command. Once again, you're going to wait for the entire process to complete. Once this is done, you can close CMD. Once again, press Windows plus R, type in gpedit.msc and press enter. And this time the group policy editor should open up. If you're still not able to open this, I'm going to provide a link for a guide on setting this up in the description of this video. Now first click on Computer Configuration, Administrative Templates, Network, then click on QoS Packet Scheduler, and then double click on Limit Reservable Bandwidth. Now enable this and set the bandwidth limit to 0%. Now click on Apply and press OK. For the next tweak, go back to the main screen and then left click on User Configuration, click on the User Configuration dropdown, then Windows Settings, and then right click on Policy Based QoS. Now press Create New Policy. Now set a name for your policy and then set the DSCP value to 46. Then press Next. Here you need to set this to only apply to the applications with this executable name. Now you need to open up whatever game you want to get lower ping inside of. Right now I've got Fortnite open, then open up Task Manager, right click on your game and press Open File Location. Now on this exe file, right click, press Rename and then copy the exact name of this file along with the .exe extension. Go back to the group policy editor and then paste the name inside of this box. Now press Next and then press Next once again. Now click on Finish and then you can close this window. And with that, this is going to be the end of this video. If it helped you out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. If you'd like me to fix your network connection and help you fix issues like packet loss, high ping, and ping spikes, you can check out the link to my service in the description of this video. I've got a bunch of positive reviews and happy clients, and I can effectively help you solve any issues with your connection. That is all for today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.